Hello, everybody, and welcome to XPNSion Network. Here is Angel Ribo with XPNSion Network here in the US. As you know, I'm known in the world of business as the CEO confidant and known in Latin America as the founder, co-founder, and president of Wisdom for Kids Foundation. And here we are today again in one of these love streams of Friday, from both sides of the ocean, right? From Europe and from America. Christina, Nicola, welcome again to XPNSion Network.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Angel. Thank you for having us again.
Absolutely. Anytime. It's our pleasure to have you here. So a lot of people again joining on our chat. So everybody joining to our live stream. And I couldn't, this weekend is a weekend. I don't know how this is celebrated if you are in Switzerland and if it is also celebrated in Switzerland somehow, but it's Halloween weekend here in the US. In many Latin American countries is what they call, it's going to be the Day of the Death, right?
Also bei Ihnen ist es dieses Wochenende ein Feiertag, so Samhain, oder der Tag des Todes, wie Sie es nennen?
And also it's called in the Catholic tradition, as far as I remember, when I was in Spain, it's also called like the All Saints Day or All Saints Weekend.
Ich glaube, das heißt, ich bin nicht sehr gut mit katholischen Feiertagen, aber ich glaube, das wäre Allerheiligen. Stimmt das? Ich glaube, das stimmt.
Ich weiß es auch nicht.
Macht nichts.
So this is only to say that obviously we have spoken a little bit with Christina. I think that we have a frozen screen right now for some reason. I cannot see them moving, I'm afraid. By the way, to everybody watching us, I know that there's some comments here on the chat talking about the wait. Sorry about the wait. Basically, we had some connection issues, and I think that we have again connection issues right now a little bit. Obviously, we'll wait to have Nicola and Christina reconnected. I know that they are not at the typical at the same place that they typically are, where they typically connect every single Friday. But anyway, we'll wait until they are back. And obviously, thank you. Exactly. So they just left the call, and we had some issues connecting in the beginning. That's why we started a little bit late today. But we are pretty persistent, so I'm sure that they're going to be connecting back, and we will be able to resume our conversation. I was just making reference about the weekend. It's a special weekend, probably all over the place, and it's a special weekend as far as the relationship with the death is. And everybody, thank you for your comments, and thank you for your wait. Obviously, as I said before, I'm sure that Christina and Nicola will connect back again really soon. I know they are on the road right now. I don't know what they're exactly doing, but I know that they are on the road and they are going to connect back. And meanwhile, while we wait, actually, I wanted to read to you. I don't know if you are subscribed to the newsletter that Christina has. And the reason why I'm going to mention it while they rejoin us, because I know they have some issues, is because every week I get, these messages. They have this newsletter in different languages, and it's funny because in February 2020, this is what she wrote or what she said on a seminar. So that's what she said while we wait for her, because she's going to come back. There she is. So I guess she's joining again. So let me finalize, because I was going to read this. So I think one of the reasons we put on masks is because others want us to, so that we fit in. I think that in a world where people walk around with masks, it's extremely important to have the courage to walk around without them. And it's funny how she said that in February. She said that in February 2020, right? With, let's say, with all the world was still like unmasked, and let's say nothing was happening in the world apparently. So and nothing, let's say nobody was talking about any viruses and nobody was wearing masks. So I was just mentioning, great to see you back. Obviously, I was just telling the audience that you sent this beautiful newsletter during the week, and I was just making reference to the newsletter, and it was so funny that in February you already talked about how on these like virtual, like these masks.
Es ist so
We try
speziell,
to.
dass du bereits dann über diese Masken gesprochen hast, obwohl da noch niemand von Corona gesprochen hat. Also du hast von einer anderen Sorte Maske gesprochen.
Exactly. So maybe my first question for Christina is, why do you think that we all have, regardless of Corona, why do we always have those masks?
Warum glaubst du, dass wir Masken anhaben? Also jetzt nicht die Corona-Masken, sondern die Masken, von denen du damals gesprochen hast.
Also das hat halt damit zu tun, wie wir auch aufwachsen. Also wenn wir
Sorry, we can hear you exactly. For some reason you were muted. Yeah.
We do have some connection problems today.
Yeah, we realize that. No problem. Let's keep going. Everybody is saying very kindly on the chat. They are saying via Barton, so that's good.
Super. Thank you for your patience, folks. And Christina was talking about it depends on how we grow up. That was the start of your answer.
Wenn wir hier inkarnieren und vergessen, wer wir wirklich sind und dann in einer Gesellschaft aufwachsen, in der man uns sagt, so und so sollte man sein und das wird das gut angesehen und wenn man anders ist, dann stimmt da irgendwas nicht.
So she just said, if we incarnate here and we forget about who we are, and then we grow up in a society where people tell you should be this way or you shouldn't do that or this is the way you have to behave.
Und weil wir dann ja nicht mehr wissen, wer wir wirklich sind,
And because we don't know then who we really are,
orientieren wir uns dann mal freiwilliger, mal weniger freiwilliger an diesen Vorgaben in der Gesellschaft. Und wenn wir aber dann nicht so sind, wie die Gesellschaft das erwartet, dann haben wir das Gefühl, wir müssen anders sein.
so then we start orientating more or less by free will, or sometimes by free will or by less free will. We start orientating along these premises of society. And sorry, I forgot the next part. Also wir orientieren uns an den Vorgaben der Gesellschaft.
Und das Seltsame ist, ich habe auch gerade vergessen, was ich gesagt
And the
habe.
strange thing is, she just also forgot what she wanted to say. I'm sorry.
No, it's
I
okay.
interrupted you.
No worries. It's okay. Do you want to continue? I go with the next question.
Möchtest du, dass dich die nächste Frage fragt?
I'll go.
Oder möchtest du weiterfahren?
Ich glaube, mir kommt es wieder in den Sinn.
Yes, she's getting back.
Also wir haben diese Vorgaben von der Gesellschaft und wenn wir aber von der Art und Weise, wie wir als Persönlichkeit sind, wenn wir dem nicht entsprechen, aber das Gefühl haben, wir sollten uns anpassen,
So we have these premises or expectations from society, but if they don't match with the way our personality is structured, if that is differing a lot, and we have the feeling we should adopt these things,
dann legen wir uns Masken zu.
it's then that we start wearing masks.
Also überall dort, wo wir aus irgendeinem Grund nicht uns selbst sein können oder sein wollen oder was auch immer,
So it's always then when, for some reason or the other, we can't be ourselves,
dann passen wir uns ja an etwas an und in dem Moment, wo wir uns anpassen, da haben wir dann auch eine Maske.
we start adapting to something else, and in that moment where we are adapting, we are starting to wear a mask.
This is the perfect question and the perfect answer, Christina and Nicola. For a question I have wanted to ask Christina now for like 7 or 8 shows, and that's the question. Okay.
So, das ist die perfekte Frage und die perfekte Antwort für eine Frage, die er dich eigentlich schon seit 8 Shows fragen möchte oder seit 7 oder 8 Shows.
You were talking very wisely, you were talking about the expectations that we all receive from society.
Also du hast sehr weise darüber gesprochen, über die Erwartungen, die uns allen entgegenkommen aus der Gesellschaft.
And I think that as human beings, all those expectations start when we are kids.
Und er glaubt, dass all diese Erwartungen ja dann beginnen, wenn wir Kinder sind.
Don't you think, or what do you think? I think that, or do you think that we are ready to go to school the way the school is right now, nowadays, with all those expectations from society to us going to school as children?
Sorry, Angel, there was a few interruptions. I didn't quite get the questions.
Do you think that
Can you put it again?
Of course. Do you think that we are ready as children to cope or to keep up with the expectations of the world when we start going to school?
Also glaubst du, dass wir als Kinder dann uns klarkommen mit den Erwartungen, die Gesellschaft an uns hat, wenn wir in die Schule gehen?
And I'm asking this because I know that, sorry to interrupt you. I'm asking this because I know that you were going to school and you, let's say, you were not communicating, right? So I'm
ich
sure
frage
that
dich das, weil ich weiß, dass du ja in der Schule auch nichts gesagt hast. Du warst in der Schule, aber du hast nicht kommuniziert.
Ja.
So that's why I was asking it.
Und deshalb hat er das gefragt. Also, ob du glaubst, dass wir als Kinder überhaupt mit der Schule klarkommen können. Und wenn ja, wie? Also, das ist so, wie ich die Frage verstehe.
Also, Kinder sind ja individuell. Darum denke ich, dass es kein Schulsystem gibt, was für jedes Kind stimmt.
So children are very individual, so I don't think there is any school system that is perfect for each of the children.
Was halt einfach ist mit dem Schulsystem, was wir vom Staat her haben.
The school system that exists sort of by the state.
Das ist ja darauf ausgerichtet, dass Kinder sich selbst nicht leben können und nicht mehr eigenständig denken können und auch die ganze Spontanität und die Neugier, die Kinder haben, die wird ja runtergedrückt.
Yes, and this school system is made up in a way that children can't be themselves anymore, and they can't learn with joy, and everything that goes in that direction is being suppressed.
Und ja, also Schulen sind ja, also in Schulen bekommen ja Kinder ganz viele Dinge mit, bewusst und unbewusst. Und die Art und Weise, wie das Schulsystem vom Staat gerade ist, das geht ja gegen die Natur von den Kindern.
And there are so many things kids are picking up in that school system, and the way the school system is built is totally against the nature of children.
May I ask you if you still remember, Christina, your time, your personal time in your school? Do you remember when you were a kid and you went to school?
Ob du dich gut erinnerst an die Zeit, als du in die Schule gegangen bist?
Ja, ich habe 9 Jahre nichts gesagt.
Yes, I didn't say anything for 9 years.
Do you remember what your feelings were at that time?
Kannst du dich daran erinnern, was deine Gefühle waren zu der Zeit?
Also ich kam mir total seltsam vor, weil ich dann die Kinder von meiner Klasse angesehen habe und gedacht habe, wie? Also sie hatten ja alle, sie waren ja ganz 3D. Also
So I really felt really strange, because if I looked at my classmates, they were all so much 3D.
Also da gab es kein Bewusstsein über irgendwas.
There was no consciousness about anything that would be farther than 3D.
Und eigentlich also mir kam es so vor, dass das Einzige, was diese Kinder hatten, um ihr Weltbild zu gestalten, dass das eigentlich das war, was man dann in der Schule erzählt hat.
So, and she had the impression that the only thing that those children had to create their world view was the things they got to know in that school.
Und das ist eigentlich ziemlich schlimm, weil
And that's actually quite terrible.
ich saß da manchmal im Unterricht und dachte, der Geschichtsunterricht, der stimmt ja gar nicht. Aber
Because
wir lernen
sometimes I
das.
was just sitting there and said, what they're telling us about history, it's just not true. But they have to learn that.
This is fascinating. I really didn't expect this answer, so this is really fascinating. So, did you have a lot of pressure on you? Did you feel pressured?
Also er fand ja deine Antwort sehr faszinierend und er fragt dich, ob du denn viel Druck verspürt hast.
Nein, eigentlich nicht. Ich habe die Schule abgesetzt.
No, not really, because I was just sitting there.
Okay. So you said you were 9 years without saying anything. Do you remember why you started to talk?
Also du sagst, du hast 9 Jahre in der Schule überhaupt nichts gesagt. Kannst du dich erinnern, warum du überhaupt angefangen hast zu sprechen?
Ja, also da war ich ja dann nicht mehr in der Schule.
That was when I was out of school.
Und da fingen ja eigentlich sehr bald also meine Vorträge, die Seminare an. Und das ist halt das, wo ich das weitergeben kann, wo ich finde, so sieht für mich die Welt aus.
And shortly after that, the seminar started, because in the meantime, her mother had written a book, and that just came out I think, actually the day you left school. Is that right? Mm-hmm. It was published the day she left school. So, and after that, very fast, the seminar started, and she said, and then I was able to talk about the things that I really want to spread my message.
Ja, weil in der Schule, da hätte man das nicht verstanden.
Because in school, nobody would have understood that.
Und manchmal ist es auch besser zu schweigen, wenn es zu nichts führen wird.
And sometimes it's just better to be quiet if it doesn't lead anywhere.
This is obviously a great lesson for everybody.
Das ist eine sehr gute Lektion für uns alle.
Because we feel that we always have to say something.
It is. You are so right, weil wir oft das Gefühl haben, wir müssen immer irgendetwas sagen.
Mhm.
So, so what was your age when you left the school?
Also wie alt warst du denn, als du aus der Schule raus bist?
16. Ja.
She was age 16.
Okay, so I guess in Switzerland that's possible. You are allowed to leave school with 16 years old.
Also ob das in der Schweiz möglich ist, dass man mit 16 Jahren schon die Schule verlässt.
Ist das eine Frage?
Ja?
Yes.
Ja.
Yes. It's the mandatory school time is 9
Okay.
years. So if you start at the age of 7, you will be 16 by the end of the 9 years.
Okay, good. So actually, the interesting lesson here that I didn't know, because I have not read that book, is that you not only were 9 years without speaking, that you didn't speak anything while you were in school. That actually that's pretty amazing. So obviously, thank you for allowing me to ask you these personal questions, Christina.
Also findet es ganz erstaunlich, dass du 9 Jahre in der Schule wirklich nichts gesagt hast. Ja, und danke, dass dir diese Frage stellen durfte.
Exactly. So obviously there are, for sure, I think that everybody who is surrounded by kids and young kids today, we see that those kids are really special. I think that we see more and more special kids. Would you agree with that?
Ob du damit, ob du das auch so siehst, dass die Kinder heute immer mehr speziell, also dass die immer spezieller werden?
Ja, ich denke an sich schon. Also
Yes, principally yes.
Also es gibt ja immer beides.
There is always both extremes.
Aber es ist schon so, dass auch weil die Erde ihre Schwingung erhöht, dass ja auch sich die DNA von den Menschen verändert.
But also because Earth is raising her vibration, it's the case that the DNA of people is changing also.
Und einige Kinder bringen ja neues Bewusstsein.
And some of the children really bring new consciousness to Earth.
While when you left school and you started to talk, what were the first things you wanted to share? You felt like sharing.
Also als du aus der Schule kamst und du begonnen hast zu sprechen, was waren die ersten Dinge, die du mitteilen wolltest?
Weiß ich nicht, habe ich mir nicht überlegt.
Ja, die ersten Dinge, über die du dann in deinen Seminaren gesprochen hast.
Das weiß ich doch nicht.
Oh, she can't remember. But there is another thing, because she started talking to her mother at the age of 13. So that was 3 years before that. So that's why her mother started realizing that there was something really special about her. And that's how she started writing the first book about her, because she started realizing that only then.
Exactly. And this goes perfect with the next paragraph of that newsletter I was reading before. The next paragraph says, with time, we do feel more comfortable being ourselves, but it takes courage to not always live up to everyone else's expectations.
Also das passt wunderbar zu dem nächsten Abschnitt von deinem Newsletter, wo das dann drin steht, dass mit der Zeit, dass man sich immer wohler fühlt, wenn man sich selbst ist und nicht mehr immer nur nach den Erwartungen der anderen sich richtet.
So, is there anything that we could say with all the kids around us so that we help them speed up this process of being okay with themselves?
Also gibt es irgendetwas, was du auch für die Kinder speziell sagen möchtest, was ihnen helfen könnte, diesen Prozess, sich selbst zu sein, zu beschleunigen?
Also, dass Kinder sich selbst sein können, dafür müssen sie ja das Gefühl haben, dass sie das dürfen und dass das richtig ist.
So for kids to be themselves, they must get the feeling that it is okay to do so and that they're allowed to.
Und das hat halt auch sehr mit dem Umfeld von den Kindern zu
And that
tun.
has a lot to do with their surroundings.
Darum ist ja unsere Gesellschaft so, also allgemein so strukturiert, dass man alle in einen bestimmten Rahmen reinbringen möchte.
And that's why our society is structured in a way that it's tried to put everybody within a small frame or the same frame.
Und wenn man möchte, dass seine Kinder sich selbst sein können,
And if parents, for example, would like their kids to be able to be themselves,
dann müssen die Eltern ihren Kindern auch dieses Gefühl geben können, dass
parents
das
have
erlaubt
to
ist,
parents
dass es
have
gut ist.
to give their children the feeling that it is allowed and okay to be themselves.
Und wir haben ja auch eben die Schule und auch andere Dinge in der Gesellschaft.
And we do have school and other things within our society.
Und wenn die Kinder von ihren Eltern her nicht genug Unterstützung oder Bestärkung haben, dass sie so sein dürfen, wie sie
And if the
sind,
kids don't get enough support from their parents saying that it's okay to be themselves,
dann werden die Kinder das gar nicht entwickeln, weil die Schule dann überlagert und die ganze Gesellschaft.
so then the children are not going to develop that because then they're overlaid by the school system or society. So it's going to make it difficult.
Exactly, and I think that we have to deal with this difficulty, every single day. And let me continue, because I think this newsletter was like divinely timed for my email. One of the last paragraphs of the newsletter says, by the way, keeping masks in place takes more energy, and if we can remember more and more who we are, at some point we won't have to keep our masks in place at all. So can we say that? Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Also der letzte Abschnitt heißt dann eben, dass das Tragen dieser Sorte von Masken dann eben auch sehr viel Energie braucht und dass irgendwann wir what was the last sentence? I forgot.
Yeah, at some point we won't have to keep our masks in place
Ja,
at all.
Irgendwann werden wir unsere Masken überhaupt nicht mehr tragen.
So do you think that from this point of view, the main reason why we are here is to really remember who we are and why we are here?
Und würdest du sagen, dass aus dieser Sichtweise heraus der Hauptgrund, warum wir hier sind, ist, dass wir uns wieder erinnern daran, wer wir sind?
Ja. Und das ist ja ein Prozess, also das geht ja in der Regel nicht von heute auf morgen.
Yes, and that's a process, and usually it doesn't. It's not from today. It doesn't happen in one day.
Exactly. I like to see it also as a process. It's something that it's an ongoing thing. So if people would like to know more, obviously I've talked extensively about your newsletter. I definitely recommend now Nicola is going to say what the website is, and you can go there and you can sign up for the newsletter. And how many languages is the newsletter, Nicola?
Now from today on or tomorrow on, we have 5 or 6 languages. Let me say German, English, Spanish, Italian, French, and Dutch. So it's six languages. From tomorrow on, we will send Dutch newsletters as well. So the website is in Dutch as well. That's the newest language it is on. So you can subscribe for newsletters in any of these languages.
By the way, now that you talk about
website.
sorry to interrupt you. Now that you talk about that, actually, we always have, people from the Netherlands always being here present with us. So obviously, thank you very much for joining us. There's always someone saying bonsoir, bonjour in French as well. So there's always a very international community here in our, Friday Love streams, which is always very nice. And obviously, we thank them very much for being here every single week. If people would like to know more about Christina and Nicola, what's the best way to reach out to you?
The best way is to contact us on events@christinavondreien.ch. That's where you can send a mail, and we will answer to you.
Absolutely. And again,
possible.
Exactly. And as I said in the beginning, obviously, we really, 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 really thank you today, because we've had some technical issues, but you were here waiting for us, and you were here interacting with us on the, on the chat. So in the name of Christina, Nicola, and myself, thank you for your patience with us today. And as usual, thank you for being with us. And Nicola, Christina, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for being with Expansion Network again.
Thank you, Angel. Thank you for having us again. And thanks from our side for your patience as well. Today was really a bit difficult also to understand you. And but I must say, we had one of our webinars that are called Love Stream webinars. They're always on Mondays, usually once a month. And our last one was last Monday. And we had these technical issues as well. And it's not the first time we're getting used a bit, because I think there's a lot of forces that don't like Christina's work. And I keep saying, oh, that's sort of a medal for us, for her work. If there's so many difficulties.
Exactly. But at the same time, our love and our divine light is unstoppable. So, yeah. We are all unstoppable. So, I'm having chills again when I'm saying it. So thank you, everybody, for your love. Everybody on the chat is sending Christina love, is sending us love, everybody else's love. So thank you for being again with us. No matter what, we will be here and we will keep on doing this Friday.
We will be here next Friday also, and all Fridays in November.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So
looking forward to that.
Maybe I wanted to actually warn the people, because I know that obviously there's people from America watching us, and I just wanted to let them know that we are now in the month that the time, the schedules change, so the daylight savings and all these kind of things. So there might be the time difference. I know that several European countries change their time schedule this weekend. I don't know if Switzerland is the case or not, but it happens in a few countries. Not all the countries in the Americas change their time this weekend. So there's going to be a difference in the timing. Not for you. We'll keep on doing it the same time for you. So it's not going to change for the time in Switzerland, but it might change for people in other countries in the world, because it's the daylight savings, time change that is happening right now. So that you are aware, make sure that you come back to the YouTube channel or the Facebook page where you are right now, so that you know exactly when the announcement is being made, exactly what time of next Friday we're going to see again. Okay. So anyway, so lots of explanations today, but I think it was worth it. Again, thank you very much for being with us today. Thank you again for your patience. I'm sure that you have enjoyed this conversation. We got to know a little bit more about Christina and Christina's life, and obviously Christina's wisdom, which is priceless. And we hope to see you again next Friday. Okay. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful rest of the day or of the night, depending on where you are, and have a good weekend. Okay. See you soon. Bye-bye.
See you, Angel. Bye-bye. See you.